Good afternoon from Eddie Hamada Field on the campus of Iolani School on a beautiful day here in Mo'iliili. And welcome to Iolani Live's presentation of Interscholastic League of Honolulu Varsity Football as Iolani hosts Pac-5 in the homecoming game. It is also senior night for the Raiders. Hello, everybody. I'm John Tamanaha alongside Wes Nakama and Alexa Tamanaha here up at the broadcast location. And you'll meet Carter Uechi, who is down on the sidelines in a little bit. Wes Nakama, graduate of Iolani School, proud member of the class of 1986. Happy homecoming to you. Welcome back to campus, sir.
Thank you so much. And, you know, as a proud and loyal son of Iolani,
Yes.
kindergarten, there's no place I'd rather be than here right now on homecoming day. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. Carter Uechi, class of 17. He is some, 30 years younger than me, a member of the class of 1987. Alexa Tamanaha, who we'll meet a little later, is a senior this time next year. She'll be alumnus of Iolani School. Lots of fun. But it's a football game. Wes Nakama, Iolani versus Pac-5. If you were with us last year for the homecoming game, it was Iolani versus Pac-5. It did not end well for the Raiders. They lost that game on homecoming. They get a rematch here today.
Yeah, I tell you what, Pac-5 came to play, and they didn't care that it was our homecoming. They packed a punch, they packed a wallop. They have a huge offensive line, which gave us all sorts of problems. And, I think they got a few of those linemen back this year. So look for the same type of approach. They're going to try to run it down our throat.
Pac-5 won that one, 26-14. We'll see what happens in this one. Let's turn it over now to public address announcer Kyle Miyamoto.
Stadium here on the campus of Iolani School for today's Interscholastic League of Honolulu Varsity Football game. Today features the Pac-5 Wolfpack and your Iolani Raiders. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for the singing of our national anthem and Hawaii Pono'i. Singing the Star Spangled Banner and Hawaii Pono'i today will be Iolani sophomore Kalina Ouchi.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Mahalo, Iolani sophomore Kalina Ouchi. Sports fans, please remain standing for each school's alma mater. Pac-5, your alma mater, please. Iolani, your alma mater. At this time, we'd like to recognize the seniors from both squads before the game. First, for Pac-5 cheer, Nayana Araki, Tori Azuma, Alyssa Kabangbang, Nisa Hoy, Beth Ragame, and Alisa Yamamoto. And your seniors from the Pac-5 Wolfpack football team, number 1, Elijah Cano Chavez. Number 3, Mission Uparesa Thomas. Number 5, Nainoa French. Number 7, Carter Lapitan. Number 8, Cameron Lacasandel. Number 9, Zayden Viernes. Number 10, Espen Kiaka Bennett. Number 13, David Lee. Number 16, Colton Amai Nakagawa. Number 33, Jake Chambers. Number 51, Isaac Transfiguration. Number 55, Josiah Faliafine Awai. And number 87, Chance Flood. And now the seniors for the Raider cheerleaders, Colby Bell, Jocelyn King, Callie Lamb, Alana Sagese, Nana Uegio, and Jules Weaver. And now your Raider football seniors, team manager Kat Sir. Number 0, K.O. Key. Number 1, Jaden Park. Number 7, CJ Villanueva. Number 8, Marcos King. Number 21, Kekama Kane. Number 29, Ronan Fanelli. Number 40, Brennan Hirata. Number 45, Von Hongai. Number 56, Landon Kaneshiro. Number 75, Colt Katekaru. Number 77, Brady Minami. And number 98, Kai Kuskaden. Mahalo seniors, not only for your contributions to your respective teams, but also for the lasting impact that you have made on your programs. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for the senior class of 2026.
Thank you, Kyle. Introduction of the seniors here on senior night for both Pac-5 and Iolani. That was a treat, Wes, to see that recognition, and the Raider seniors presenting lei to their parents and guardians. Special moment. Here, adding to the festivities on homecoming.
You know, especially for those seniors who started in 7th or 8th grade, you know, it's not just the last 3 years playing football on this field, but they have memories going back from 7th or 8th grade, suiting up and running their routes and doing their blocks and tackles. So very emotional day. But again, Pac-5, this is not their homecoming, so they have a goal in mind, and that's to beat Iolani again for a second straight year. So much to focus on the task at hand.
One of those Raider seniors, Kai Kuskaden, this is what he told me. Last year, Pac-5 came into our house on homecoming and kicked our blanks. We just got done talking about it the other day and about how it can't happen again. It feels like unfinished business with this group, that we have something to prove when we step out on the field, especially with CJ out. We'll talk about that later. The defense has to step up and prove what they can do out there on the field. As Coach Look has been saying all week, we are the show on Friday. These activities and dress days have been leading up to this game, and we've got to put up in front of the entire one-team community. Wow. And then he also said, it gives me chills thinking about it. It does for me as well. The captains are coming to midfield for the coin toss. I think Carter Wechi spoke to both coaches a little while ago. Let's throw it down to Carter.
Yeah, John, I got to talk to both coaches. I'll start first with Coach Kenna Heffernan for Pac-5. He just wants his Wolfpack to just do their job. He did acknowledge they lost some big pieces from last year's team. Sarahina, Miller, Lilio. They're all three of their big pieces on offense. So he does acknowledge that they're going to have to change things up a little bit, but he just wants to see them do their job. On the other side for the Raiders, Coach Look mentioned defensively, he's going to see Pac-5 bring out a lot of unbalanced looks to their offense, different formations, and they've been practicing. They've been looking for tendencies, trying to pick out what they're going to see in this certain formation and try to pick that up as quick as possible. And then offensively, he mentioned 55, Josiah Faliafini Awai. He caused a bunch of havoc last year when the Raiders played, batting down some quick passes. So he's going to see what happens if you try and run at him, get him out in space a little more. But that's the keys for the Raiders, and we'll send it back to you, John.
Thank you, Carter. Great job. The Raider captains out there as usual, as they have been all season long. Brady Minami, K.O. Keene, and C.J. Villanueva. Colton James Villanueva, the starting quarterback, coming into the season, injured at the game against Lele Hua. He's trying to recover. Send your best wishes to CJ, as the last game is just about a month from now. So best wishes to Colton James Villanueva. Interesting enough, one of the captains for the Pac-5 Wolfpack, Colton Amai Nakagawa. Colton with an E. CJ spells Colton with an O before the N. Two senior quarterbacks who coming into this year, you would think, wow, that'll be a nice matchup to see. We do not have that today. Instead of CJ, we have AP, Adrian Perkins, sophomore quarterback, opposite Colton Amai Nakagawa. Nakagawa, the fellow captains for him, as Carter mentioned, Josiah Falafine Awai, who had a huge game against Iolani last year, and Ethan Kamahele Tolbert and Elijah Cornell Chavez. We will hear their names quite a bit here this afternoon. Iolani won the coin toss, deferred to the second half. Pac-5 took the option to take the ball, and they will be going from the other end to the Diamond Head end to get us started here on homecoming and senior night. Huge crowd here at Kazuki Stadium in front of Eddie Hamada Field. Tai Mitsunaga will get us started. Sophomore kicker and defender. And the game is underway. Turner finds some room and then gets across the 30-yard line. That was Avari Zion Branch. He goes to University Laboratory Schools.
Nice return by Branch, about fielded it just inside the 5, I think, took it out to the 32, 28 yards in that return.
First and 10 for the Wolfpack at their own 32. Three receivers to the right of Amai Nakagawa. They'll hand it off. Team captain to team captain. And with the ball there, Elijah Cornell Chavez with a nice rush. That'll give Raider fans some, nightmares about Seth Miller last year running for over 250 yards against the Raiders on this very field.
Yeah, they got 12 yards on that first rush right there. So like you said, not a good sign.
Handoff again. This time he'll try the right side. This time the Raider defense makes the stop. They're a gain of about 3.
Yeah, Coach Look for Iolani had mentioned outside contain being key for them. That's something they struggled with from the very first game against Radford in the Father Pregame. Good job that time sealing that outside.
3-man front for the Raiders. The familiar one, Von Hangai, Kai Cascaden, and Marcos King. Fourth man, they bring 4 this time with Keene. Keller Briones coming up to make the stop. Wolfpack player is slow to get up. Zayden Viernes, hopefully he can recover quickly. Prior to third down.
Like you said, John, Briones came up from his strong safety spot. Great job on run support, shooting up that gap and just leveling Viernes. And that's what they're going to need. They're going to need short tackling.
Viernes is up and gets a nice hand from the crowd here. Joining Briones in the defensive backfield, Zach Bagoyo, Jet Katayama, Kauveve Sataraka. Whistles before the snap.
Penalty marker on the field.
Also out there for the Raider defense, Colton Takamori, Dax LaRue, K.O. Keene.
I had mentioned Brione is coming up from his strong safety spot. Looks like he's actually playing free safety today. He started the season, preseason, as a hybrid, kind of a mix between strong safety and linebacker, but now he's moved all the way to the back as a free safety. He's become the quarterback of this secondary.
Yeah, they have some good flexibility back there with Bagoyo. Briones has some experience as a corner last year. They're kind of hybrids in the DB area too. Amai Nakagawa on 3rd down and 10. Pass complete, but short of the yard to gain. Decision time for Coach Kenna Heffernan, and he will send in the punt unit. Josiah.
Good job again by the secondary. He said that was Joshua Griffin, the hybrid, as we mentioned, coming up making a clean tackle.
Josiah Falafine Awai back to punt. Gets it off under some pressure. It'll bounce and take a little bit of a Wolfpack roll. And it'll be down there at the 18-yard line. That's a good punt for Pac-5 to limit that Raider return game. Led by Kekama Kane, who we now seeing lining up on the right side, here on the near side. Adrian Perkins at quarterback. Aiden Teranishi with him in the backfield. They'll flip it forward to Jaden Park. He breaks an ankle tackle, still on his feet. And the Raiders will lose about a yard on that one.
Yeah, Pac-5 familiar with that play, that jet sweep. That's been a hallmark of Iolani's running game the last several years, but they saw it coming.
Park lines up inside Kane, 2 seniors here on the near side. Aiden Teranishi into the line. Tackled by Falafine Awai.
We mentioned Pac-5 trying to establish the running game. Iolani also trying to establish the running game early. Like you say, they have a sophomore quarterback there. This is only his 3rd varsity start.
Amai Nakagawa checks in the Pac-5 defensive backfield, the quarterback. Perkins, flushed, gets rid of it. Catch made for the first down. Great job by Furukawa, Noah Furukawa, the sophomore. Makes the catch, inbounds along the sideline. 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 31. It's under 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. They'll swing it out to Furukawa. He needs to cover that. That was a lateral pass. So that is actually a fumble. Smartly, he jumped on it.
Yeah, I mentioned this being Perkins' 3rd varsity start. It's actually technically his 2nd one. He did play most of the game against Lelehuo when Villanueva got hurt late in the first quarter. But as far as starting and finishing a game or starting a game, this is actually only his 2nd one.
Yeah. Yeah, preparing, knowing that you're going to take the first snap is quite a bit different than being called in. Perkins, I hand it off to Teranishi. Gets some of that yardage back. Make it 3rd and about 15.
gain of 4 yards on the handoff to number 9, Eden Teranishi.
Park and Kauhane now slotted inside of Kane to the right. Empty backfield. Perkins over the middle, complete to Lau Kong. He crosses midfield. First down, Raiders. 2 third down conversions for Iolani on this drive.
They go up 25 yards on the first down on the completion to number 11, Kayako Lau Kong.
Good job by AP. Finding Lau Kong, cutting across the middle.
Lau Kong got a lot of targets in that Lelihua game. It was quieter a couple weeks ago against Damien, but that'll be key if he can get targeted again.
Teranishi with a blocker out in front. Good job there. John Aguada is kind of pulling from right tackle into that hole. Next to him, you got Colt Kotikaru at right guard, Max Nakaahiki at center, Brady Minami at left guard, and Landon Kaneshiro at left tackle. It's been a familiar lineup for the Raiders in recent games. Up front. Full start penalty to push the Raiders back to the Pac-5 45.
Penalty moves the ball back to the 45-yard line. Will be 2nd and 7.
Three receivers to the right. Furukawa goes back that way. Teranishi with some running room. Bursting forward. Aiden Teranishi with that familiar downhill running style. Big gain there.
Gain of 16 yards and a first down on the handoff to number 9, Aiden Teranishi.
Good job by the offensive line after that false start. Pushed them back to 2nd and 7. Opened up a big hole on the right side. And like you said, Teranishi, downhill runner, shot through the gap real quick. Got upfield quickly, 16-yard gain.
This will be the 10th play of the drive. High snap. Perkins handles it. Gets it to Teranishi. Another good gain on the ground for the Raiders.
Good job by Perkins. Like you said, it was a high snap over his head, but he was able to gather it in quickly and make the handoff, but not an easy ball to handle.
2nd down and 5. Teranishi, the workhorse, plowing forward once again. First down, Iolani. First and 10 for the Raiders at the Pac-5 13. Whistles kill that play dead. Robert Victor, our white cat today, the veteran.
Well, you know,
explains
Coach
the
Luck
5-yard penalty.
Yeah, Coach Luck is probably not happy about this. They're 2 penalties already on their first drive. You know, they've gone entire halves with only 2 penalties or less. So
it's kind of like walking on the edge when you're converting those 3rd and longs because of penalty yardage. 1st and 15 here. Another pass complete. Akalau Kong, 6'1", 183-pound junior.
Yeah, like you said, he's got 2 targets already. That's a good sign because, you know, Kame is the main receiver. Taking some pressure off of him is going to be a big deal.
Ren Minami out wide left. Perkins looking. Finds a receiver. Raiders continue to march here. Be third and a long 3. Lao Kong wide left, Kane wide right, Teranishi on the left hip of Perkins. That's Furukawa in motion. We'll give it to Teranishi. Aiden powers forward. It's going to be close. It is first and goal. Teranishi got to the 4. It's the 15th play of the drive. We give to Teranishi. He's cut down immediately. Pac-5 defense standing up here. Minute 30 to go in the first quarter. This is Iolani's first possession. More penalty flags.
Wow, this is very, very rare to see 3 false start penalties on one drive. Almost unheard of for Iolani. Not sure what's going on. That's something you might see in game 1 or 2 maybe, but you know, we're deep into the season here.
That makes it second and goal from the 7. Perkins fakes right, runs left, dives for the end zone. Touchdown Raiders. Adrian Perkins, 7-yard scramble for the score. Puts the Raiders up 6-0.
Touchdown Raiders.
Mitsunaga out of the hold of Park. Sends it through. So with 55 seconds to go here in the first quarter, the Raiders go on a long drive. When you add up the penalty yardage, that might have been a 90-yard drive, 15 plays, just shy of 8 minutes. Wow. Awesome. And you hear Iolani Noko'oi being played by the Iolani Marching Band and all of the cheerleaders, and I mean all of the cheerleaders in front of us, including the lower school cheer club. Alexa Tamanaha is here, Iolani Senior, and we mentioned the band playing Iolani Noko'oi, but at halftime, Alexa, we got some things cooking with the band, right? In addition to their performance, of course. But just briefly, tell us what the One Team Network has cooking.
Yeah, this week the One Team Network, we worked on a video talking to the members of the marching band, some of the leadership. We're trying to see what is their why, like what keeps them in band and what keeps them coming back. So that was really interesting to see, and we're excited for you guys to see it coming up.
Yeah, we'll have that at halftime, right before the performance of the Iolani Marching Band and the Iolani Dance Team. Mitsunaga has it teed up once again. Sends that one long. This time it's Cornell Chavez with the return. He's got a head of steam. He is at the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Pac-5. And just like that, Pac-5 gets within 1.
Was that a 90-yard return? You see him fielded at the 10.
Yeah.
Good blocking up front. And good job finding that hole and seam up the left hash mark.
Keahi Ewan out to attempt the PAT. And he adds the point after out of the hold of Amai Nakagawa. And we are tied at 7. Both teams went just about 90 yards to score their touchdown. But Elijah Cornell Chavez, when you look at the clock, he did it in 14 seconds. Running more than 90 because he kind of came from the hash mark on the far side to the near pylon here. Quite a display of athleticism.
That is exactly what Pac-5 wanted, was to score quickly.
Yep.
Maybe they didn't even expect to score that quickly, and that's exactly what Iolani didn't want, because they did a great job with time of possession and ball control and marching down the field. Especially with the size disadvantage, that's what you want to do, is keep the other team's offense off the field, which I guess they did. But geez, to give up the 7 you just earned in 14 seconds, definitely not what Coach Look was hoping for.
I'll see what the Raiders can do with their return game. This is Jaden Park. He'll flip it back to Kane Kikama, bursting through the middle, still on his feet. Gets across the 35 to about the 37. So the Raiders had a little bit of a play there, as 2 of our 12 seniors combined on a little pitchback.
Yeah, as we've seen all year long, Kane is the playmaker for Iolani, not just on offense, but special teams as well. Pac-5, knowing that, tried to kick it away from him, but Iolani got the ball to him anyway. Why not?
Trips right for the Raiders. Perkins looking that way. Complete to Kikama Kane. Most of the time you see the Raiders on their first possession try to feed the ball to Kikama. Here on the second drive, they get a nice completion out to him here.
Dangerous pass, but good job by Perkins throwing to the outside shoulder, and good job by Kane coming back for that ball, because the cornerback almost jumped the route. That could have been a pick 6, which would have been disastrous for Iolani.
So after 1 quarter of play, nothing separating these two teams. 7-7. It looks like Carter Uechi, our roving reporter along the sidelines, has some guests with him here on homecoming. Carter?
Yeah, I'm down here on the sideline over here, right by the band. I'm with Ariana Yamagata, Hayden Takamori. They're both 7th graders in the upper school. What did you guys think about your guys' first cheer fest and lip sync?
It was really fun because we got to be really loud and in school spirit. And we got to skip homeroom.
What was your guys' favorite dress day this week? There was pajama day, there was the color day, there was the wacky Y2K. What was your guys' favorite?
Pajama day. Yeah, because you got to drink hot chocolate. And watch K-pop Demon Hunters.
And then the last question, what's the best thing about upper school so far? Last year you guys were in 6th grade. Now you guys joined the big kids up in upper school. What's your guys' favorite part so far?
You get a lot of freedom, and we get to go to the snack bar. You got to go to the snack bar.
You heard that here, John. They like the snack bar.
Yeah.
And we'll send it back to you.
I bet I know what they like at the snack bar, Carter. You might like this too. Icy. 3 different flavors of icy. especially on a day like this. The concession stand is very crowded over there over by the track shed. But yeah, upper schoolers, they get to go to the snack bar. 2nd and 5 for the Raiders from their own 42. Swing pass out to Teranishi, getting Aiden the ball in a different way. We mentioned the injury to CJ Villanueva, the quarterback. There also was an injury early in the season to the starting running back, Ronan Finelli. So that Raider backfield, a little short-handed here. 3 receivers to Perkins' left. He looks to the right, now scrambling, and he's caught by guess who? Josiah Falafine Awai. And that'll bring up 4th down for Iolani. Marcos King back in punt formation. He sends a nice punt skyward, spirals, and as Marcos King always does, he gets a tremendous roll. It's going to be about a 53-yard punt, Wes.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Wolfpack, that was a mistake by the return man, Naino, our French. He could have caught that ball and just watched it bounce right in front of him from about the 15-yard line, and it rolled all the way down to, looks like, the 4. So Pac-5 pinned deep with their backs against their own end zone, and the 4-yard line, had he caught that ball, even a fair catch would have put it at the 15, but now they're backed up way deep.
So they put the ball down on the 4. Just getting started here in the second quarter. Amai Nakagawa, handoff. Cornell Chavez with the run, gain of about 4. There you can see that concession stand on that shot right there behind the Pac-5 offense. Flag is still on the ground. Have to pick that up, and they do. Another run play.
Ooh.
Elijah taking some shots as he gained about 3 yards. You're looking at, that's a nice shot there. You can see the Pac-5 linemen. You'll see those numbers on the defensive side as well. Quite a bit of two-way action here for the Wolfpack. So you stay on the ground on 3rd and 2. And
he's got it.
Enough for the first down.
Yep.
Pick up 2 yards on the first down on the handoff to number 1, Elijah Cano Chavez.
In the old days, we'd call that 3 yards and a cloud of dust, and that's all they needed. Of course, this field, not too much dust. It's immaculate.
It's beautiful.
Almost like a golf course fairway.
On first down, pass complete. Getting pushed out of bounds by Bogoyo is Mission Uparesa Thomas.
Pick up 5 yards on the completion to number 3, Mission Uparesa Thomas.
Here you saw injury here.
Von Han guy.
Yeah. Looks like oh boy, they're looking at his left ankle.
Vaughn, one of the 12 seniors out here on senior night. He's being helped to his feet. That was good to see.
Yeah.
You see that beautiful Aloha Seniors banner in the background as Vaughn comes off.
Iolani doesn't have a whole lot of size on their defensive front, but you know, he's got decent size, 6 feet 211. So good to see him back up on his feet. Hopefully he can return. In the meantime, we saw Colton Amai Nakagawa on that last pass, his arm strength. This is a arm that UH baseball coach Rich Hill has noticed and got a commitment for him to play for the Rainbows.
Another penalty flag. Offsides call.
Very uncharacteristic for Iolani to see all these very preventable penalties
Aveo Kabilao
so early.
checks in at Von Han Guy's position at left end. Raiders bring 4. And Kai Cascaden tackles Nainoa French. You always could tell it's Kai because he's got those red sleeves. And the red gloves. He told me he only wears the red gloves at home games and wears white gloves on the road. Anel Chavez. He gets wrapped up by Joshua Griffin and K.O. Keene. Joshua Griffin, 5'8", 175-pound junior. He's been in on a lot of plays for the Raider defense this year. Third and 10 from their own 24. Mai Nakagawa complete. First down, third down conversion. Uparesa Thomas. They don't list heights and weights, but number 3 out here, Wes, on the near side, that's a 6-foot+ receiver. They'll go out to the far side. Another completion for Amai Nakagawa.
2 yards on the completion to number 10, Keako Bennett. On the stop for the Raiders, number 4, Zach Bogoyo.
Yeah, you can see Pac-5 now trying to get their passing game going, using both sides of the field. Nakagawa throwing to his right on the previous play, now to the left. They're stretching the field horizontally. Let's see if they try to do it vertically.
Second down and 8 from the 40. Over the top, vertically. Incomplete.
And that was exactly the sequence. They were setting up Iolani's secondary for that, working both sidelines and then going deep, but credit Iolani for good coverage on that play.
Yeah, 2 Raider defenders back there. Briones and Bogoyo. It'll make it 3rd and 8 from the 40. Von Hangai back in the game, lining up at right end. It is showing a 4-man front. Uparesa Thomas, another completion. Still on his feet. He gets knocked out of bounds. Another 3rd down conversion for the Wolfpack. 1st and 10 at the 35.
I tell you, Mike Nakagawa, he's got the arm strength and he has the accuracy. He's a veteran guy. He was a part-time starter as a sophomore 2 years ago. Had a very successful baseball summer on the mainland a year ago, so that caused him to come out late for football, but it also earned him that scholarship offer from UH, so well worth it. But he did come in late in the season and had a good second half against Damien.
The left-hander completes yet another one to the far side. Avari Zion Branch this time. The 6'2" junior who goes to University Laboratory.
And yes, that is the son of former UH receiving great Derek Branch, who's an assistant coach on this staff. So got another Branch receiver out there doing great things.
What's cool about that is I believe Derek Branch was a teammate of Dean Nakagawa.
He was.
Holton Amai Nakagawa's father, who is also on the coaching staff. Backwards pass. This will go as a run, gains a bunch of yards as Cornel Chavez finally goes out of bounds. There is also a penalty flag on the field, and it will be holding against Pac-5. I see Coach Dean Nakagawa right in front of us with his trademark hat and backpack.
Drawstring bag, yeah.
My classmate of the Iolani School class of 1987. Happy homecoming, Dean.
So that holding call will push it back to the 32. So give Cornel Chavez 5 yards on that reception, but they mark it from the spot, so they minus 10.
Mai Nakagawa overshoots that one. Keller Briones had a chance there at an interception. And I look to my left at the Briones Akamine clan over here. He's chatting with Sensei Joanne Akamine before the game. Keller's grandma. I don't want to date her, but known to decades of Iolani graduates as their Japanese teacher. Second and long. Pass complete. Good job of Bogoyo making sure the receiver, Zion Branch, had nowhere to go, bringing up 3rd and long. Clock ticks toward 5 minutes remaining until halftime. Timeout, Pac-5. They also have an injured player. Hopefully he
That looks like
okay.
French,
I know a French
grimacing. But this is 4-down territory. The ball is about on the 32-yard line, so that would make it a 49-yard field goal, well out of the range of any high school kicker we've seen this year. So they got 2 plays here.
Want to shout out our Iolani Live staff, powered by the One Team Network. Miyumi Douglas and Mia Brantingham and Aiden Kobashigawa are all juniors here at Iolani School. Kiki Calazar, class of 2030, joining the crew. Thank you, Kiki. We got Zach Heltz on the middle camera. Evan McCarty and Jacob Gabriel are our sound engineers, all under the direction of Mr. Dane Kurihara, Manager of Media Services here at Iolani School. Third and long, pass complete. Raiders make the stop. That'll bring up fourth down. Be about 4th and 3.5. 7-7 Iolani hosting Pac-5 here at Eddie Hamada Field. Looks like the Wolfpack will be going for it. 4th and 3 from the 15. Empty backfield, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Amai Nakagawa's pass knocked away by Zach Bagoyo. Turnover on downs. Raider offense takes over. That was a long drive for Pac-5. Started at their own 4, 16 plays. They turn it over to Iolani. Raiders have it at their own 15. Teranishi, the ball carrier, breaks outside. It's a first down and more yardage run. Lincoln Yamasaki, first to get to him for the Pac-5 defense. Perkins, pass complete. Oh, dropped. Jaden Park, the intended receiver there across the middle. Second and 10. Furukawa in motion. Teranishi bounces outside. Aiden, good gain there. About 8 yards. It's a 3rd and 1. Make it 9 on the play.
You mentioned the two-way players for Pac-5. That includes their quarterback, Amai Nakagawa, who's playing strong safety.
Yeah, no one is exempt. Teranishi gets clothesline. Also gets the first down yardage. We will look at that one again on our secret replay machine. Wow. First and 10 Raiders. Perkins buys some time, goes out of bounds. Adrian Perkins, the Raider starting quarterback, following the injury to CJ Villanueva, 5'9", 157-pound sophomore. The son of Iolani intermediate head coach Eric Perkins. This is the class of 96 here at Iolani School. EP trying to connect there with Teranishi on a screen pass.
Incomplete pass intended for number 9, Eden Teranishi.
Third and 10 at their own 43. Perkins in rhythm, launches one over the middle. He's got Jaden Park, and Jaden Park is in for the Iolani touchdown. 57-yard touchdown pass from Adrian Perkins to Jaden Park. Puts the Raiders back in front, 13-7. 2:20 to go in the first half. That's got to feel good for Jaden Parks going on that long touchdown on senior night / homecoming. Tai Mitsunaga adds the extra point. And the Raiders go back up by 7, 14-7.
That's a route we haven't seen Park run much all season. Usually it's Kane is their deep threat. But nonetheless, what a throw by Perkins.
7-play drive, less than 2 minutes on the touchdown march. I mentioned Adrian Perkins. His father, Eric, class of 96. Got to mention his mom, Dr. Melissa Perkins, class of 99.
Also a AP history teacher here, correct?
Yeah.
So, John, I learned this, that during practice, even before CJ went out, CJ would take about 16 reps with the first team, and then AP would take about 11 or so with the first team, and that's something Coach Look said he has always done. And in a situation like this where CJ goes down, it's a little easier for that second string guy to step up. And
Yeah, thank you, Carter. In football, there's a lot of next man up. You know, you got to prepare for that in this game. Obviously, it's a very physical game.
Great point, Carter. Also, you know, even though he is a sophomore, this is his second year on the varsity, correct? He was on the varsity as a freshman, which is pretty rare, but he did spend the full season on the varsity last year and got all those reps last year as a freshman as well.
Zion Branch on the return. And the Raiders wrap him up inside the 15-yard line. Great coverage there by the Raiders special teams. Yeah, you mentioned AP being on the varsity as a freshman, not a call-up freshman following the intermediate season. He was with the varsity the whole season. Sometimes freshmen get called up after the season. Sometimes, and it happened this year, a freshman gets called up during the season, and that is Nixon Ling, who was the intermediate quarterback for Eric Perkins, and he got called up to the varsity following CJ's injury. So Nixon Ling, number 5, also a quarterback here for Iolani. On first down, the Wolfpack pass completion, good gain. Mai Nakagawa to Upuresa Thomas.
Yeah, that was an unusual, almost slow developing play after Upuresa Thomas caught the ball. Kind of paused, looked upfield, then made his way up casually, it almost seemed.
Complete to the far side. Zion Branch with the reception. First down, Pac-5.
6 yards on the first down on the completion to number 4, Avery Zion Branch.
First and 10 at their own 29. Amai Nakagawa going over the top, and he has Zion Branch.
Beautiful throw by Amai Nakagawa. Took a little bit off of it, knowing where his receiver was. It would have been easy for him to just sling it and overthrow his guy, but great touch on the ball, giving his receiver a chance to get under it.
Yeah, Colton was in rhythm on that one.
That was a veteran throw right there.
Big play when you look at the time on the clock. Now it's 50 seconds to go here in the first half. And the Wolfpack have moved all the way to the Iolani 15. Another pass completion. Mai Nakagawa really showing off his arm here. That's a pass, was about a 7-yard gain, but throwing it from the far hash to between the numbers and the sideline on a line. As you mentioned, Wes, also a baseball player. Fantastic
Very
pitcher.
good baseball player, yeah. But, you know, he does have the luxury. He's got some big targets. You know, like you mentioned, Uparesa Thomas, 6'2", Branch, 6'2". I mean, these are Division I. I think even UH would love to have receivers, you know, that big, that tall at least. These are big targets for him. But he knows how to use them. I mean, give all of them credit.
40 seconds to halftime. Stick with us at halftime for a video about the marching band by the One Team Network, which will be followed by the marching band's performance, along with the Iolani dance team. Cornel Chavez wrapped up immediately by Joshua Griffin. Pac-5 coach Kenna Heffernan calls the third and last timeout that he has at his disposal here in the first half, stopping the clock with 28 seconds to go.
Mentioned the height of these receivers, Uparesa Thomas and Zion Branch, both 6'2". They're both basketball players, too. Uparesa Thomas is a very, very good basketball player for Marino. And so they're super athletic as well. They're not just tall. They can run, they can jump. Great athletes. Zion Branch at, like you mentioned, University High School, University Lab. So we got some athletes out there.
Oh, yeah.
Mentioned their lineman, Josiah Faleafine Alwai. He's another basketball player for Marino. Started his freshman year at Baldwin.
Mai Nakagawa lofts one up to the near corner. That one goes out of bounds into some members of the class of 2031 out there near the long jump pit.
Yeah, that's one.
Standing room only here.
Mai Nakagawa, we wish he had his back. He had his receiver wide open, and he took something off of it, or he kind of just arched it too much. That one, if he delivered it, you know, more on a line, that would have been a touchdown.
24 seconds to go here. Fourth down. Amai Nakagawa's pass is incomplete. Pac-5 turns it over on downs once again. And the Raiders will have it deep in their own territory.
That one looked like a route mix-up somehow. Amai Nakagawa throwing it to a spot where he thought his receiver would be, but it ended up being in no man's land. And
that'll be it for the first half. Raiders lead it 14-7. And now we'll turn things over to our halftime host, Alexa Tamanaha, a senior here at Iolani School of the mighty class of 2026. Alexa?
Thank you. Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, members of the One Team Network worked hard to put this video together detailing the marching band this week. We had the opportunity to speak to a few members regarding their why for joining the program, as well as what they most look forward to every season. We're also going to be able to hear about the all-new performance you're about to see in their own words. Special thanks to seniors Jace Randall, Ewan Kawamura, and Joey Logan, as well as juniors Aiden Kobashigawa and Toby Lee for working hard during this busy week. Enjoy the video.
I think the community is the best part of the marching band program. Because we're so small, we share a lot of memories together and therefore we're more close. In August this year, we went to band camp and we practiced day and night and we basically live with each other for a whole week. Those really small connections really help us create those bonds.
That just really helps to build strong bonds and friendship. That sort of partnership really helps us to work together as a team on the field, and it helps to build a really strong sense of camaraderie, and we want to always help each other, whether it's on the field or in any other aspect of life.
I think something that makes the marching band super special, especially for me, is just the community in general. Everyone respects each other and nobody in the marching band really feels left out. Or obviously it's fun to go to the football games, but I think the homecoming games are really special to me because of the atmosphere and how the one team spirit, you can really feel it while playing music for the team to win too. So.
Last year we did Top Gun, the year prior we did BTS. But this year our show, Dreaming of Blue Skies, is more thematic. For the first time this year, the band was able to take a lower school dance improv class, and we really hope to see these skills be displayed in the show. And it's really actually exciting because we get to perform multiple different genres, different artists, and really give the audience a very dynamic and exciting experience.
Great job by the Iolani dance team. And then here is the Iolani marching band performance.
The Iolani marching band and dance team is proud to present their 2025 marching show, Dreaming of Blue Skies. Today's performance will consist of 3 parts of their 4-part show, featuring the music called Dream a Little Dream of Me, as performed by Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong. Waltz number 2 from the Shostakovich Jazz Suite number 2, One Summer Day by Joel Hisaishi, and Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day. The Iolani marching band is under the direction of Taylor Ann Katase Brown, Erica Roshi, and Jesse Sailors. Drum majors Mario Yokota Is your band ready?
Wow, great job by the band, Alexa. That was a really cool ending also.
Yeah, it's super awesome. As you might have noticed, this year's theme and structure actually look a little different for the band. So their theme, Dreaming of Blue Skies, features songs that are pieced together to create a dreamlike feeling instead of a full discography or soundtrack, as they've done in previous years. So today the marching band kicked off their performance with their Iolani dance team feature, I Want You Back, by Jackson 5, followed by a few other selections, including Dream a Little Dream of Me, a jazz waltz, One Summer's Day, and Wake Me Up When September Ends. The Raider Marching Band is encompassed by 31 talented musicians, all under the direction of Taylor and Katase Brown. And on the field, they are led by drum majors Aria Yokota, class of 2026, and Nick Ma, class of 2027. And what you also had a chance to see was the Iolani dance team, which consists of dancers ranging all the way from 1st grade to 12th grade, and the team is under the direction of Serene Okimura.
They all did such a great job. It was cool to see that One Team Network video before that, to get a kind of a behind-the-scenes look at it. And I like the way you put that. You can get to know what their why is.
Yeah, that's
or why they
important that we wanted to focus
so
on.
much work. Everybody hears about band camp, right?
Yeah.
The hot sun in the summer and all of that. But yeah, so cool.
Well, Wes, what are your thoughts on that first half of the football game?
Kind of what we expected as far as Pac-5, using their size and their ground game, and then going with Kota Nakagawa, Amai Nakagawa, and the passing game. Of course, we didn't expect that 90-yard kickoff return, which right now, was actually their only score. But they were definitely knocking on the door inside the 15-yard line at the end of the half. So Iolani clinging to that 7-point lead. Expect more offense from Pac-5 in the second half.
Looking at that shot there, see all the seniors with that nice banner, that collection of a dozen of them. We should mention the 13th senior, Catherine Sir, very important team manager. Works very closely with Coach Wendell Look. Happy senior night to all of them. Happy homecoming to all of them. And Alexa, what was homecoming like for you this week? You came straight from the Cheer Fest.
Yeah, I think
in the lower gym, we have the lozenges ready for you, so you can do your broadcasting work after you do your cheering work. But what was that like?
Yeah, I think homecoming this year really was like a coming full circle sort of moment. I think the highlight for me is always lip sync and cheer fest in the final 2 days of the week. So much work goes in the weeks leading up to homecoming, and so many lunch periods and homerooms spent practicing, and it really pays off. I feel like we really gave it our all this year for our last year. Class of 2026.
So I have a question. Was there Cheer Fest when you were in lower school?
I'm not sure exactly. I do know that there was lip sync. I actually was in a lip sync one year. What year was that?
Yeah, you were in lip sync when you were in 1st grade.
what class was that? Must have been.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If somebody was really good at math, they could figure it out. That was 12 years ago. Class of 14, probably.
It was a Lion King theme. I was their Simba. It was really fun.
Now, the reason I bring that up is when I was in lower school, which is many, many decades ago, we used to have pep rallies in the courtyard, and the band would come down, the cheerleaders would come down, and the whole lower school would be there. And it would get us really excited. You know, we're 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, but we're just pumped up for the game, and we're like, we can't wait to get to the stadium. And so I'm so glad if it did disappear for...
No, Wes, it moved to the One Team Field House.
Okay, good. Years. No, well, yeah.
And then today, first thing this morning, it was at the Kosasa courtyard.
Okay.
And it was incredible.
I'm glad.
And Coach Look is out there, and he talked about One Team. He talked about it's not something that you talk about, it's something that you feel, that you intentionally do to take care of each other. He asked the lower school students, I see the smile on your face, Wes. He asked them to go to the Father Bray bust in the Father Bray Athletic Center at some point and read about One Team.
Great.
He asked them to shake the hand of Coach Hamada by the One Team wall like the Eddie Hamada statue that is kind of right behind us, but he said, shake the hand of Coach Hamada. It was really, really cool.
No, exactly. That's where the seeds are planted.
Yeah.
And believe me, those seeds grow as it has here and many before us, and hopefully many to come after us.
Yeah, it's really cool. Thank you, Alexa. Good job. Back to football here. And the Raiders will receive the opening kickoff on the second half. Jaden Park on a bounce. Heading upfield, he's got some running room. Jaden Park shakes off a tackle. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Iolani! Jaden Park, 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. We scanned the field for a penalty flag. There is one. It is right in front of the Raider bench.
Wow, that's literally 50 yards away from where the ball was. Very unfortunate.
A hush has settled over the crowd here.
Oh, okay.
Sideline warning against Iolani. The touchdown is good. Jaden Park.
I didn't see any players on that side of the field. Yeah. All 22 were on this side.
I was going to say hopefully it was a sideline warning, but didn't want to jinx the second touchdown of the afternoon for Jaden Park. All-purpose yards. He is now over 150 yards. He has 2 touchdowns, one a 57-yard catch, and one a 90-something. Let me see if we can go back in our machine here and see how far that was. I think we will give him 89 yards. Caught it on a bounce at the 11. Then he ventured up the near sideline, but he had a lot of work to do. Broke some tackles, ran inside the hash, switched arms to the outside, shook off a tackle at the 40, then kept his balance inside the 10, in for the score. Wow. Jaden Park
he also
wants to shout out his mom, Lori, and his dad, Tom, for always supporting me with whatever I do, including football. I'm sure they were out here screaming their heads off at that one.
Well,
wow.
I think after the game he's going to give a shout out to his blockers because he did get a couple of nice blocks early in that return that opened up that big hole and sprung him loose.
Jaden says his favorite part of playing football is the bond that I create with my teammates over the season. As you said, that will deepen with the special teams unit. What a memorable day. 21-7, Iolani up. Jaden took that one back in 15 seconds as we look. It's 11:45 on the clock. Tai Mitsunaga about to kick it off here. Cornel Chavez on the return. This time the Raiders stack him up. I always ask the players what one team means to them. This is what Jaden Park said. One team spirit is the unspoken bond that everyone in the Iolani community has, that they will support each other. Very well said. And as I look to my right and my left here, this place is packed. With kindergartners, with seniors, with parents, with alums, and everybody in between. Mai Nakagawa's pass complete to Nainoa French. It's good to see Nainoa back out there competing. Saw that shot a little earlier of the cheerleaders. It is their senior night as well in the football sideline cheer sense. They also have their competitive season coming up. Wolfpack back to the ground game there. Tai Mitsunaga here at right corner. Bursting through the hole, Elijah Cornell Chavez. Touchdown saving tackle by Kella Briones. Kept him from crossing midfield and going the distance. Tackling sometimes, Wes, is the strength in your fingertips.
Yeah, I mentioned Briones moving to free safety. He's the last barrier there and did a good job bringing him down. Otherwise, that could have been a touchdown.
On first down, Amai Nakagawa over the top. That one falls incomplete.
Incomplete pass intended for number 3, Mission Progresso Thomas.
So even though that pass fell incomplete, it does send a signal to Iolani that, hey, we're not afraid to go vertical on you, and they did right early in the first half or midway through the first half. Had like a 50-plus yard throw and catch. So Iolani has to respect that deep ball.
2nd and 10. Cornell Chavez caught behind the line of scrimmage. One of the Raiders is still down. Looks like a cramp.
While we have this break, John, you had mentioned shout out to our senior team manager, very important to the team, but I also want to give a shout out to our longtime equipment manager for the athletic department, your classmate, Teddy Pila.
Yeah.
Very unsung hero here in many ways. Something I hope none of the athletes take for granted, but somebody has to get all their equipment ready every day, all the jerseys and practice jerseys even washed and cleaned and organized. So shout out to Teddy and her sister Jody and their staff.
Absolutely. Teddy was one of, if not the standout athlete in our class back in the day here at Iolani School, state champion on the basketball court. You think of what the Coach Dean Young and the girls basketball program is doing these days. It all started back in the day, that Teddy Pila team.
Oh, trust me, I grew up with Teddy at Kalakaua Gym, and we could see her talent when we were a very young age. 5th, 6th grade years.
So after that tackle by Briones, the Raiders stand up. Do not let Pac-5 into their territory, and will force the Wolfpack into a punting situation here. Falafine Awai back deep. He will kick it away. Nice punt. Jaden Park calls fair catch. And the Raider offense will come on out. talk about seniors and you talk about leaders of this team, especially after the quarterback, CJ Villanueva, went out. Brady Minami really stepped up and is a vocal leader. You see him out there at left guard right now. Adrian Perkins will hand it off to Teranishi. He runs forward. Nice blocking by that Raider offensive front.
Gain of 12 yards and a first down on the handoff to number 9, Aiden Teranishi.
First down, Iolani at the 33. Flip forward to Park. This will be another reception for him. And he goes out of bounds after gaining about 5. Brady Minami, 5'6", 165-pound senior. When you talk to Coach Look about what Brady Minami is and what he's done and what he's become, and then you look, and Brady Minami says that he began playing football in the 9th grade. You know, when you talk to Coach Look or Coach Warren O'Hara, you're like, wow, he must have just grown up in the game. You know, started playing in 9th grade. He learned a lot. This is Teranishi bouncing it outside. And you see Minami there right behind Teranishi, continuing to follow the play. Says, I began playing football in the 9th grade and have matured as an athlete and as an adult through what I learned from 9th grade to my senior year as a football player. There's so much character education that goes on out here. All of the hard work, the challenges, the facing adversity and overcoming it all. First and 10 for the Raiders. That one was intended for Akalau Kong.
So going back to Brady Minami, you mentioned his height and weight. I think, what did you say? He was 5'6", 5'7", 5'6", 165. That's the big version of Brady Minami. He's a 3-year letterman. When he was a sophomore, he probably was about, 5'4", 5'5", maybe $150.
Sometimes he would change jerseys and play running back.
But he just epitomizes that small but spirited Iolani lineman, Iolani football player.
Absolutely. Teranishi heads upfield, cuts inside, gets into Pac-5 territory. Brady Minami's definition of one team. To me, it's how 43 guys on our football team have individual jobs and responsibilities on this team. Yet, we cannot function at our highest capacity if one person is not there with us. Very well put.
Boy.
That pass is almost intercepted. Flag flies, 2 of them. One in the middle of the field, one near the play, at the end of the play. Robert Victor consulting with his colleagues. Holding on Iolani. Pac-5 will decline. So they'll just take the result of the play, the incomplete pass. That makes it 4th down and 3.
Interesting, Coach Wendell Look electing to go for the first down here.
And they will try on the ground and will get it with Aiden Teranishi. Coach Look playing the odds there. Aiden, I'm not sure what the statistics are, but seems to be averaging well over 3 yards a carry.
Well, it'd be one thing if they were down 2 scores, 21-7, but they're actually up by 2 scores. I thought he might be playing field position, but shows you how much I know. He got the first down anyway.
Park with it. Penalty flag down. Still on his feet. And it goes out of bounds.
Penalty marker on the field.
Teranishi in the first half had 11 rushes for 74 yards, 6.7 per. Holding penalty against Iolani.
So they called that holding on Lau Kong. Interesting receiver. But in the meantime, Faleafine Awai broke through the line. The two Iolani guys were trying to contain him and barely could. I thought that's where the hold would be called.
1st and 20 after the 10-yard penalty. David Main with the ball. David Main into the clear. He gets that penalty yardage back and a couple more. Good job by Main, 5'2", 132-pound sophomore.
David Main brings up 2nd and 9.
Second and 9 for the Raiders. Fake the run. Intended receiver was Kikamakane.
Rare drop by the veteran Kane. He might have been thinking about yards after catch.
The statistics from the first half. Adrian Perkins, 9 of 11 for 106 yards and a touchdown. And I remember there was one drop. So really good accuracy and percentage for AP. Accuracy and percentage, AP. As I just jinxed him. That one falls incomplete. I didn't plan that, Wes.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, just hearing myself in the headphones.
Yeah.
Now the Raiders will punt as it is 4th and 9.
But, you know, again, they got 3 extra plays out of that, ran some time off the clock. So still a good decision to keep that drive alive.
Marcos King punt high into the air. And Marcos King is the king of the roll. The last 2 games that we've done, he's really kind of mastered the art of putting that up in the air and getting a Raider bounce. Marcos King is one of the 12 seniors out here. We often talk about all the connections and the guys, you know, whose moms and dads and all that. Marcos King, first in his family to go to Iolani, also competes in track and field. Marcos wants to shout out his cousin Veronica. I asked Marcos what one team means to him. He said simply, having each other's back and being there for one another. Absolutely right. Thank you, Marcos. Iolani Marching Band drum line right in front of us. The Iolani varsity cheerleaders.
Looks like they're going to replay that down. There was a penalty.
Yeah. So now the Raiders are going to go for it on 4th and 4, but not before Kenna Heffernan calls timeout.
Yeah, I think. I did not see the flag or the indication of what that was. And it was post-snap. So, trying to figure out what kind of 5-yard penalty there would be post-snap on the defense.
I see Coach Dean Nakagawa talking to one of the officials, trying to get the explanation. Coach Dean was the head coach of the Damien Monarchs back in the day.
See, it was pre-snap, post-snap, but pre-change of possession. Pre-punt, in other words. So happened somewhere in between the snap and the
contact of the ball with the foot. Pass complete to Akalau Kong, and Aka is on the loose and in for the score. 38-yard touchdown pass for a touchdown from Adrian Perkins to Akalau Kong. 4th down conversion, touchdown Raiders. That makes it 27-7.
I don't know if you had mentioned it. I think it could have been running into the kicker, which is a 5-yard penalty. That would explain a lot because it was post-snap but pre-punt or on the punt. So in either case, huge penalty.
Yes, that penalty and that extra point make it Iolani 28, Pac-5 7. It was not running into the kicker, Wes, as I look back at the play. There was no pressure on the punter.
The whistle blew after the play or after the snap, and they let the punt happen. They even spotted the ball.
Tai Mitsunaga, after his 4th extra point of the afternoon, tees up the ball for another kickoff. He's also a key player on the Raider defense. Elijah Canel Chavez on the return. Strong runner. Get some extra yards over the 20-yard line. 4:41 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Elijah Chavez returns the kickoff to the 22-yard line. Going to be 1st and 10 Wolfpack.
Pac-5 won this game on Iolani's homecoming on this field, 26-14 last year. 364 days ago. Raiders lead this one 28-7. Iolani brings some pressure. As Sataraka almost came up with the interception. Incompletion there for Colton Amai Nakagawa, but looking at the first half stats, he was 12 of 17 for 156. Senior quarterback is having a good game out here. Second down and 10 from their own 22. Whistle stops play.
It's going to be a delay of game on Pac-5. There is a play clock behind the Diamond Head end zone, but it's about 100 yards from where Colton Amai Nakagawa is set up. So it's not like it was right in front of his face. He's got to look a long distance to see that clock.
Mai Nakagawa over the top, over the middle, just outside the arch stretch dive of Nainoa French. That'll make it 3rd and 15. The clock has struck 4:50 p.m. here in Hawaii. That means in about 1 hour, the Ho'olaulea will begin in the lower gym. It's part of our homecoming festivities. You can check out stage band musicians, the Iolani dance team. We saw some of them out here performing another routine. And both the Hula Wahine and Hula Kane. Interception, Zach Bogoyo. Second consecutive game with an interception for the Trojan, the Raider playmaker on the Iolani defense. I'm already thinking about big noon tomorrow. USC at Illinois, sorry. Great job, Zach Bagoyo. His parents sitting right in front of us. Furukawa in motion. Flip it the other way to Teranishi. Impressive tackle there by Mission Uparesa Thomas. We've called his name on offense, doing the job there on defense for Pac-5.
So is that game at Illinois?
It is.
So that game will be played in Urbana-Champaign, about 4,000 miles away. But USC's quarterback is from right up the road in Palolo Valley.
Yeah.
Jordan Mayava, we played right across the street at Kaimuki High School.
Yeah, we called the game that Jordan Mayava played in here on this field with the Father Bray. Teranishi still on his feet. Teranishi into the end zone. Touchdown, Iolani. 38-yard touchdown run by Aiden Teranishi, the 5'5", 165-pound junior. Timeout as concern now for a injured Pac-5 player.
And we see this in games here, about the third quarter on. A lot of players pulling up with cramps. It is very extremely warm down on that field. The sun is beating down. There's a lot of fluids being expended. And it's almost every other play or every 3 or 4 plays you see some player pull up with cramps.
Yeah,
remember that Ranford game, that one kid has cramps on both legs, poor guy.
Let's go down to Carter.
Yeah, to that point, going back to what Wes said, Coach O'Hira I got to talk to at halftime, and he mentioned that this is pretty much picture-perfect game day weather that they like to see as the Raiders football team, the coaching staff, all of this, because they get to practice in this every day, and not every team is accustomed to this. And he did like what they saw in the first half. He did like what AP was doing. He said there was one play where he might have left the pocket a little early, but other than that, he was playing pretty well, and they liked that. And defensively, he was proud of their bend but don't break mentality, and they've kept it going here in the second half.
Thank you, Carter. Mitsunaga out of the hold of Jaden Park, knocks it through. After the long snap from Landon Kaneshiro. Landon Kaneshiro and Von Hangai wanted to respond kind of as a team. So 2 people responded together to the question, what does one team mean to you? And those 2 people came up with 2 words perfectly, I might add. What does one team mean to them? Sacrifice and commitment. See you nodding your head, Wes.
For sure. Not everybody gets to be the starting quarterback. Not everybody gets to carry the ball 20 times or catch the ball 10 times, right? So sometimes one team means you block for the guy that gets to carry the ball. You run a decoy route for the guy that catches the ball.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what that is sacrifice. You're sacrificing your own glory and doing your job so that someone else can do their job and score the touchdown for everybody.
Tai Mitsunaga with the kickoff. Another solid return by Avari Zion Branch. And going back to that sacrifice and commitment, also the practice players, the reserves, Father Bray always used to talk about. Those were his favorite players, and he would tell everyone, we can't do this without practicing, and we got to practice against somebody.
For sure.
Father Bray also famously for playing 5 guys in a basketball game. And two-way players, but that's right.
And to be
whole
fair, in
team.
football, the substitution rules were not as liberal as they are now, where you see players come in and out every play. It wasn't like that back then, Father Bray days.
Whistle stops play. Another encroachment call. They are stopping play when the defense is lined up in the neutral zone. Sacrifice and commitment, those 2 words. I always liked this one that Dr. Mark Mugiishi, class of 77, he used 9 words. Team over self, period. Action over talk, period. Results over credit. That's what it's all about, one team. Team over self, action over talk, results over credit. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Vaughn. Thank you, Landon. We talk about Colton Amai Nakagawa being a baseball player and a pitcher. So is Landon Kaneshiro. He's also involved in a lot of clubs. And Vaughn, I think we'll see Vaughn in the whole Alea. He's a stage band musician. That might be a little tough. We will sure see the hula dancers. Keller Briones, one of them. Tai Mitsunaga with the tackle there. Briones also on the scene.
We give Amai Nakagawa credit. He's still slinging it, after throwing that interception, came to the sideline, and a nice chat with his dad, Dino, who is not necessarily the quarterback coach, but he knows his son. He knows where things went wrong on that previous play, and they went over it together.
That one too tall for Uparesa Thomas. I've seen Dean Nakagawa. Was the scout team quarterback for Punahou. Kaleane was the coach. He gets out there and was slinging it. Former defensive back at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Wyoming Cowboy fans might know the guy who kept coming in and blocking their kicks. That was Dean Nakagawa.
I used to say he might have been the smallest lightest depth chart player in America, Division I.
Yeah. Sataraka, almost an interception there, stepping in front of Uparesa Thomas. Another pass breakup for Taveve Sataraka.
So again, going back to Dino Nakagawa, transferred from Willamette University, NAIA school, walked on at UH, made it to second string by his junior season, and was listed on the depth chart at 5'9", 158, 158-pound defensive back in NCAA Division 1A.
Fourth down, big play here for the Wolfpack.
Encroachment again.
Encroachment, this time against Pac-5. That was the initial indication. The initial indication was wrong. It's the other way. The team in white I should have said early on that Iolani is wearing what is generally their road whites in this game.
Yeah. Do they get a choice on that?
Yeah, it's kind of deteriorated into this thing where the home team gets to choose.
Ah.
So Iolani is kind of the Dallas Cowboys of today. Pac-5 with the 4th down conversion. Assisted a bit by the penalty.
Yeah, despite the score, I'm sure Coach Look is not happy about all the penalties his team is committed. Very uncharacteristic. A lot of encroachments, false starts. Again, at this point in the season, and in that last case, it was costly. They turned a 4th and 6 into a 4th and 1 and extended the drive for Pac-5.
1st and 10 for the Wolfpack at the Raider 40. Amai Nakagawa is complete and getting loose ball, but I think the Wolfpack jumped on it. All told, a 29-yard gain.
Again, Amai Nakagawa slinging it in the late in the third quarter here. 29-yard pass. Getting it to his target, Upresa Thomas.
Cornel Chavez bouncing it outside. (35-7). Clock ticks toward 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. Iolani School Homecoming Spirit Week. Timeless Thrills. Began on Monday. It will conclude tonight with the burning of the eye on Eddie Hamada Field. The EVA end at 7:30 p.m. Followed by the homecoming dance for grades 9 through 12. Pac-5 keeps it on the ground. Briones and Hangai with the stop.
Good job overall by the Iolani defense on the run defense. After that first play, 12-yard run, we had flashbacks of Seth Miller and his 257-yard day last year. But for the most part, they've had a couple leaks on that, but for the most part, overall, they've contained the running game of Pac-5. Certainly a lot better than they did a year ago.
That is the end of the third quarter. 35-7. The Raiders out in front of this ILH game. Iolani is in ILH Division 1 along with Damien. Pac-5 is in ILH Division 2 along with themselves. They've already qualified for the HHSAA State Championship Tournament in Division 2. Either Damien or Iolani will represent the ILH in the HHSAA State Championship Tournament in Division 1. Damien, as you might know, defeated Iolani 2 weeks ago, 35-20 on this field. So Damien obviously has the upper hand.
But it's important to note, even though they're in different divisions, Iolani Division 1, Pac-5 Division 2, this game counts in the ILH standings.
Yes.
And so that loss to Pac-5 a year ago was huge. Because it does count against Iolani.
The schedule was very much the same last year. Iolani lost at Damien, which the game was played at Farrington High School, and was still alive until Iolani lost to Pac-5. That pretty much sealed the Raiders' fate there. So the mission here is to complete this game, move to 1-1 in ILH play. and whether or not Damien defeats Pac-5, and that is Pac-5's next game. That pass is incomplete on third down.
And you talk about Pac-5, you know, they've been in the state tournament the last couple of years, few years. These games are important regarding that because even though they qualify, you know, they don't have many more games on their schedule. This is preparation for the state tournament where they're going to face probably some strong neighbor island teams or teams from the OIA white division. And, you know, they have goals. They want to go far. They don't just want to make an appearance, which is guaranteed them, but they want to advance.
Timeout Pac-5 prior to this fourth down play.
So, John, you guys are talking about how the senior class has kind of forged their own path. Coach Look got to talk to him before the game this morning. He was talking about how this senior class is forging their own path and instilling new characteristics to this team that he hasn't seen before, but he's extremely proud of this group of kids. And he wanted to highlight CJ Villanueva because he did get hurt, but he got to sit down with Coach Look, and they kind of came to the agreement that everything happens for a reason. And that reason, Coach Look later was able to find out, is getting CJ to find his voice on the sideline, help the teammates that way because the team still looks to him as a leader. He's still one of their captains. So now CJ's using his voice to lead the team as he's out with his injury. But Coach Look said he's doing a very good job at it.
Thank you, Carter. Yeah, CJ's finding ways to make an impact and lead this team.
I know you mentioned a couple players earlier said that, you know, the one team is an unspoken culture here, but it doesn't have to be unspoken. It can be spoken too. In fact, we encourage that. And so it's unspoken in the way that everybody should understand it, but it doesn't hurt to communicate it out loud either.
Yeah, I've seen Brady Minami do that on the sideline at the road games. Penalty flags fly. Ball falls incomplete.
There is a flag on the play near the far sideline, near the line of scrimmage.
Illegal formation on the Wolfpack. Raiders decline the penalty. Accept the result, which is a turnover on downs. Pac-5 coaching staff out on the field.
Yeah, so usually that penalty is called when you have to have 7 men line up on the line of scrimmage. Usually it's one of the ends that is offset. So you mentioned the ends always signaling to the official. They a lot of times that's to declare that I'm a lineman, you know, and I'm that 7th lineman.
1st and 10 for Iolani at their own 8. Teranishi. Kind of jitterbugging his way. Typically a north-south kind of guy. But
yeah, you mentioned
developing different outside moves.
The running back, Fanelli, that was injured against, I think it was IAA game.
Yes.
Ronan Fanelli. He's been out ever since, so Teranishi has had to literally carry the load all by himself pretty much.
Yeah, Fanelli was the shake and bake home run hitter.
Oh, he's a track star, so he's got that outside speed.
There's Teranishi. Gets caught for a loss. That'll bring up 3rd down.
And the way you hear us describe Teranishi and his running style and whatnot, you picture like a 180-pound guy, 190, you know, packing a wallop. He's 5'5", 160. So on any other team, he'd be like a scat back or a slot back, but here he's the hard-nosed runner.
Pass batted down. Perkins trying to get it to Lau Kong. And the punting unit will come on for the Raiders. Marcos King back to boot it away. Ion Branch lets it bounce, and it takes a Pac-5 roll. Sometimes
I think
rolls the other
you
way.
might have jinxed. You might have jinxed Marco.
We could go with that theory, Wes, but that's after 9 Raider rolls. Okay, so that's kind of.
But you're right. Usually the ball bounces the other direction, and he gets an extra 10 or 15 yards out of that. This time, the ball said, "Nah, I think I'm going to go ever bound."
It's like a Raider has picked up a cramp. Zach Bagoyo gets to his feet. And he will not join the Raider huddle.
The result is a 14-yard punt. It landed about 30 yards downfield, but went backwards and rolled another 15 yards toward the Eva end zone. So good field position here for Pac-5 with a lot of time, 10-18 left. They've been knocking on the door. Unfortunately for the Wolfpack, they've come up empty on 4th down in the red zone. Let's see if they can cash it in here and punch it in.
Pac-5's next game and last regular season game is next week, Friday, October 3rd, against Damien at Skippadia Stadium at Farrington High School. That one will kick off at 8 p.m. Delay game will back the Wolfpack up 5. The next Raider game is the same thing. Damien at Skippadia Stadium, but on October 24th. Penalty flag dropped at the 30-yard line along with the ball carrier. Lots of penalties in this game. Let me restate that. The next Raider game is October 24th against Damien at Farrington High School. Kickoff set for 6 p.m. So they've got quite a bit of time off to prepare for that big game and get healthy.
Yeah, I was just going to say, normally, you might frown upon a long layoff like that, but in Iolani's case, they got quite a few players banged up. I think they'll welcome that opportunity to rest and heal.
2nd and 15, play action. Amaya Nakagawa spins and fires for the score. 31-yard touchdown pass from Colton Amai Nakagawa to Avery Zion Branch. Cuts the Raider lead to 35-13. Oh, putting that arm on display.
That's the one he's been looking for all game long, or ever since the second quarter anyway. He can throw that deep ball. He'll get it there, and he's got a big target in Branch. Finally, they were able to connect.
Yeah, he faked the run to the right side, spun, and fired with that big left arm. For the score, Keahi Ewan adds the extra point.
By the way, his holder is Colton Amai Nakagawa. So
yeah.
Talk about a guy that never comes off the field. He's quarterback, free safety, and the holder on special teams.
You know what he also does, but he can't do it at the same time? He can be a long snapper.
Wow.
Well, he could do it for punts.
Yeah. He's a throwback, you know. In the old days, that's what they did.
We're getting a good look at him right now here on the sideline. 6'1", looks a little bigger than that to me.
Oh, I tell you, if you're a UH baseball fan,
Yeah.
you can't wait to see this guy in the green and white. Like I said, he's performed well, not just for Pac-5 baseball, but in the summer circuit. Plays in those big tournaments out in Georgia. And goes up against, top recruits, SEC-type recruits. And he holds his own. He more than holds his own against guys like that. So,
Onside kick, bounces up, and is fielded by Kaihei Keen, brother of K.O. Keen, one of the 12 seniors here. Another brother set in the game right now, Brady Minami and Ren Minami. Ren is the left split end here on the near side. Brady the left guard. Brady pulled on that play, helped open a hole for Aiden Teranishi. 12-yard gain for him.
Teranishi, as we said, is just a workhorse. Still running hard here in the fourth quarter.
First and 10, Raiders. Teranishi. He saw that hole up ahead, got tripped up in the backfield. He is still down.
Uh-oh. Yeah,
And
something
goes down.
happened with his left
Yeah.
ankle.
And the training staff is coming out to check in on Teranishi. Kind of heard the "oh" from the crowd after he got that ball, partly because of the way he got spilled and partly because of the hole that he might have shot through.
And while we have this opportunity, we want to give a shout out. You mentioned the training staff to our long time head trainer, Charlie Gima.
41 years.
41 years. I mean, this guy was taping my ankles back in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
That's how long he's been around.
And he's still around, Wes.
Oh, yeah. The guy can't leave. I mean, his official last day, full time, I think, was June 30 or July 1st, or June 30, I believe. But yeah, he's still around. He's going to hang around a little bit, part time or in support role, but
full-time grandpa.
Yeah, I mean, what an unsung hero on this campus. A pillar of the athletic department all year round. I mean, and nobody likes to get injured. You don't want to go to the training room. It's the reality of playing sports. And so hundreds, if not thousands, of athletes over the last 40 years have gone in there, and he's taking care of us 41 years.
Coach Wendell Look now is out there to join the trainers. Checking in on Teranishi, and the cart will join them all.
Now, we mentioned Teranishi at 5'5", 160. His replacement now, David Main, is 5'2", 132 pounds.
Driving the cart is Geems, Charlie Gima. Best wishes to Aiden. Hopefully he recovers quickly.
But just like Teranishi, don't let Main's size fool you. I mean, he's a hard runner as well, and he was got a lot of carries on the intermediate team last year.
Played a lot of different roles with the intermediate squad in previous years. He's on Perkins's right hip, a lateral pass that'll go as a run. Gain of a few yards.
Also 2 yards on the completion to number 34, Noah Furukawa.
Still have time to get down here for the burning of the eye, which will be set up about the 20-yard line on the other end, and you can watch it from the field or conveniently from the Kazuki Stadium stands. It'll be at 7:30 tonight. 3rd and 10. Perkins steps up, completes the pass. First down, Iolani. Kamakane.
And that's the first time we've called his name other than a drop earlier, right?
He had
might have
one catch in the first half, but
Yeah.
it's his first catch in the
And then the
second half.
kick return. But other than that, a pretty quiet afternoon for a guy who's usually getting 10-plus targets a game.
Which is partly good news for Iolani
Yes.
as they lead 35-14. Park in motion. They give it to Maine. He charges forward. Josiah Falefine Owai with the tackle, and as they stand up, wow, the difference between 33 in white and 55 in the dark jersey.
I tell you, I remember when Falefine Awai first showed up on this campus at the Iolani Classic as a Baldwin freshman playing basketball. And I thought he was a senior back then. This guy never seems to graduate, but he's still here.
Perkins. Another completion on the far side to Kane. It's a good shot of all those senior night banners for the 12 seniors.
Gain of 7 yards on the first down on the completion to number 21, Kikama.
There are actually 13 seniors because we need to add Catherine Sir to that list. Very valuable part of the Raider football program. Maine once again. About a 4-yard gain for David.
Gain of 3 yards on the handoff to number 33, David Maine.
Furukawa in motion. Maine avoids a tackler in the backfield, runs into and over another one, and powers his way to some good yardage.
I'll repeat that. You know, David Maine listed at 5'2", 132 pounds, and yet he's got 3 guys draped all over him, and he's still pumping those legs, and he won't go down. I mean, don't let his size fool you.
Perkins. Complete to Lau Kong near the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. Aka Lau Kong. 7-yard touchdown pass from Adrian Perkins. Makes it 41-14. Lau Kong lines up as the wing on the left side in this PAT attempt. Mitsunaga 5 for 5, 6 for 6, excuse me. Raiders lead at 42-14. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Iolani Marching Band strikes up. Iolani no Ko'oi once again. Cardo Uechi's been listening to them all afternoon from his position. They've done a uniform change, Carter. I don't think they want to, battle the heat in their full dress performance outfit. They've got the red T-shirts on. The red T-shirts on, and they're going to play back in black next. I see Taylor Ann Katase Brown holding up a card. Little AC/DC for the people from the 80s like you and me, Wes. There you go.
I remember hearing this in your mom's woodshop class, 7th grade.
Wow. That's a long time ago, my friend. Happy homecoming, Wes.
Yeah, I'm
class of 86.
Still amazed that they trusted us 12-year-olds with buzz saws.
Yeah.
But yeah, we cut some wood.
The whole thing really kind of sticks together. That whole one team thing. One of those art teachers back in the day, Julie Seastrom.
Mm-hmm.
She follows Iolani School on Facebook.
Actually, I take that back. It was her wood class. You're right. I'm glad you mentioned that.
But
your mom was. I took painting from your mom.
I'm sure you're very talented. You took all the visual arts classes. Joshua Griffin, nice open field tackle on kickoff coverage. This week, if you didn't catch it, slow down, John, KHON TV ran, it was yesterday, and you can see it on social media, a feature story on Joe Igber, who was the Father Bray honoree this year, the class of 1999. We're talking about the running backs. I introduced Joe Igber to the Iolani School modern-day running backs, Ronan Finelli, David Main, and Aiden Teranishi. It was neat to see them. Pass knocked down. Good pass breakup there. Cameron Joe with a nice pass breakup there. But Joe Igber, not a large man. He was pretty much maybe the largest one of that group, but he was talking to them, and they gained a lot of inspiration from him. They saw his highlights. They were not born when Joe Igber was doing what he did at Iolani School and at Cal Berkeley, but that was awesome. Check out that feature story. Cornel Chavez pulled down from behind by Talveve Sataraka. He'll get called for a horse collar tackle. But shout out to Mitch Reberall from KHON2. Put together a really nice piece on Joe. And it came out yesterday, kind of a look back at Joe's homecoming a month ago.
At the we have offsetting penalties, a hold on Pac-5 and the horse collar, like you mentioned, on Iolani. So they're going to replay the down. But going back to that Father Bray dinner a couple nights before that Father Bray game, and Joe Igber was there, and Coach Wendell brought up a great point that when you hear about Joe's stats in high school, I think 3,000 yards rushing, over 3. And this was against, there was no Division II ILH football back then. He's doing this against St. Louis with all their future D1 and NFL players.
Amai Nakagawa just flicks it. Off balance in the air. Just the arm strength. Pass complete. That'll make it third down and manageable. I should also mention there's a Joe Igber video on our own YouTube channel, which you are watching right now. You can check that out. And in that one, in the beginning of that video, you will see all of the highlights of Joe Igber, like you mentioned, against St. Louis, at Aloha Stadium, against Kamehameha, Punahou, and then his highlights when he was at Cal Berkeley against Stanford, among other teams. He had huge games.
Wow.
Pass complete. And still on his feet is Mission Uparesa Thomas, who goes to Marino School. Really high pointed that ball for that reception and then gained some yards after catch. He is still on the field.
I had mentioned it earlier in the game about the receiving core for Pac-5, Uparesa, Thomas, and Branch. 6'2", both of them are 6'2", but they're both basketball players who can jump and run and make athletic plays like that. Mitsunaga thought he had an interception, and he was well positioned for one, but Uparesa Thomas, with his 6'2" frame and leaping ability, just jumped up like it was a rebound coming off the rim.
Yeah.
And snared it. Very athletic play.
Get to see him get up and walk off the field. 1st and 10 at the 48, right where the ball is placed. We see the beautiful field and the field design painted on there by Kevin Lopes and Kale Burgo and staff. They had to battle some of the recent wet weather here to get that down and dry. Thank you, guys. Looks wonderful. Another pass over the middle, complete. This time catching it in the middle of a bunch of Raiders was Nainoa French. Shout out to all the linemen, both sides of the field. Many of the Pac-5 linemen going both ways. Nearly all of the Raider linemen playing the whole game. On the defensive side, Marcos King, Kai Cascaden, and Von Han Guy up front here for the Raiders. 3-man front. Pass swinged out to Chavez. You know what's interesting about that trio? They play together. They play all these downs together, but they're also such good friends off the field. Kai Cascaden was telling me about their sheer chemistry. He said it's that senior mojo that kind of gets the rest of the defense going with those guys up front, making things happen together on and off the field. 3 seniors. You know how this works, Wes. Those guys are going to be friends for life.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know when they started here, but especially if they started together in lower school, playing at recess on the lower school fields and lunchtime and after school, for a lot of these guys, that's where it starts.
Vaughn is a son of Iolani. Nakagawa, it's intercepted by Kella Briones. Kella's knocked out of bounds by Amai Nakagawa and draws the penalty flag. Interception and return by Kella Briones.
Yeah, that might have been some frustration showing by Amai Nakagawa after Briones stepped out of bounds. Amai Nakagawa just leveled him, looking like his dad in his DB days at UH. And his dad gave him an earful saying, hey, he threw the interception, that's one thing, but you can't do that. Guy was clearly out of bounds.
Interception by Briones, 5'8", 140-pound sophomore. After this game, Kella will shower up, and he will join Hula Kane at the Ho'olalea in the lower gym. David Main charging forward for about a 10-yard gain, first down.
Gain of 10 yards on the first down on the handoff, number 33, David Main.
Halelu Lima in at quarterback for Iolani. 5'4", 124-pound junior. He'll hand it off to Maine. David charging forward. Wow, and really just charging forward into the tackle, extra yards.
Well, the key was hitting the hole so quickly,
Yeah.
fast. I mean, he got through the line of scrimmage in a blur and got into the secondary.
And now Nixon Ling, 5'11", 181-pound freshman, is into the game. We mentioned earlier that he was called up from the intermediate prior to the previous game against Damien. Kauhane in motion. They'll pitch it back to Kauhane. Can't get to the edge and is tackled for a loss. 3 minutes to go here in the third.
Great tackle up by Kingston Holland, the defensive back, flying up there in run support and nailing Kauhane in the backfield. Great play from his safety position.
Lima checks back in. Ling and Lima trading possessions here. Kareem Borsaquat out wide here on the near side. David Main across the 20-yard line.
Kickoff 7 yards on the handoff to number 33, David Main.
Third and 2.5. Ling at quarterback. Evil pass. Complete to Ren Minami on a knee. Near the yard to gain. Be just short. Lima comes in for this 4th and 1 play. 1:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lima and Main in the backfield. Furukawa in motion. This is David Main. That is a Raider first down.
Yet another quarterback in for Iolani, number 16, Halelu Lima.
So the clock ticking. 50 on the game clock, 24 on the play clock.
And this will probably be victory formation, being first down. We're going to just let the, well,
And
it's
is.
not victory formation, but he's going to take the knee regardless.
And that will be it. The Raiders win the homecoming game 42-14 over Pac-5, avenging last year's loss to Pac-5 in the homecoming game. And Iolani improves to 1-1 in ILH play.
Big win in many ways, you know, coming off that loss to Damien a couple weeks ago. It's nice for them to bounce back. They had actually lost 3 in a row, right? Aya, Lelihua, and Damien. So to snap that skid, get back on track, get back in position to face Damien in a month or 4 weeks. But again, there's injury concerns with Teranishi being carted off in the fourth quarter. Hopefully Aiden's okay.
There is another Iolani alum that I want to recognize, Wendell Look of the class of 78. He just coached in his 390th game as head coach of the Iolani Raiders. That is his 239th win in his 35th season. Happy homecoming, Coach Wendell. Carter, you have any shout-outs or thoughts?
Following up on that, my last question when I was talking to Coach Look revolved around his daughter, Cody, who's the director of football operations at Oregon, and I asked him about his thoughts about their upcoming game tomorrow against Penn State, and he said it's their tough game, and he wants to see what Oregon has, and he said it's, according to Cody, it was the most difficult game to travel to, from logistics-wise, traveling, arranging the car from the airport, all of that, and he just hopes Oregon comes out to play, and he said, be on the lookout. Their jerseys might be glowing in the dark. So we'll stay tuned for that, and I'll send it back to you, John.
Thank you, Carter. Wow. The homecoming victory in the books. Now the Raiders will wait until October 24th to play Damien. Damien plays Pac-5 next week on October 3rd. The results of all these games will determine who represents the ILH in the Division I State Championship Tournament. Still the mission. You know, that duo, Landon Kaneshiro and Von Hangai, I asked them, what are you most looking forward to this season? A while back, and they said, making it to states and winning states. That's always the goal. Iolani Raiders won the Division I State Tournament in 2021 with an 11-0 record. They will try to qualify and get in there and do what they can. So stick with this team. It's a fun team to watch. They've got some time off. There's things for, a lot of things for Raider fans to focus on and show their Raider pride at in the interim. Girls volleyball, everybody knows about them. They are the top-ranked team in the state. They are undefeated. They are awesome. Go to Iolani.org to follow that schedule. They have a senior night coming up on Wednesday against HBA. Carter Uechi, Micah Mong will have the call for you. But, as we always say, it's better to be in the lower gym and maybe watch it later if you want. But check that out. Girls volleyball 1AA also has a senior night next Friday. Check that one out as well in the lower gym. And then next Saturday, the cheerleaders, they were out here on the hot track doing what they do. They had a senior night here, but their competition season starts next Saturday, October 4th at Punahou. They are the defending all-girls state champions. Well, Wes, thank you. Hope it was a good homecoming for you. We are coming up on your 40th.
Wow, yeah, hard
year,
to believe.
Right? You're the class of 86. And shout out to all of the members of the class of 26. Hope you had a good senior night. For our entire crew here, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. Mayumi Douglas, Mia Brantingham, Aiden Kobashi-gawa, Kike Kalizar, thank you. Zach Heltz on the camera as well. Evan McCarty and Jacob Gabriel working the audio, all under the direction of Dane Kurihara. Thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Wes Nakama. Thank you, Alexa Tamanaha. I'm John Tamanaha reminding you it was the Raiders winning it 42-14 on homecoming and senior night. Until next time, aloha.